All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. I'd also like to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do well. And I would like to say peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, to the hopeful elect in 1/3, and Adon Ratazah. This lesson will be edifying as well as exhorting to the sincere sheep of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. And Tawadi Abashim Shai Bahashim Rakakwadash, forgive me the inspiration to do this lesson. And as the title reads, the father of lies tells the truth? Question mark, question mark, question mark. And pretty much I just looked up this fun fact information that the elder apostles of Great Millstone had mentioned at camp this last Saturday. And I believe it was Elder Apostle Tahar who had made a statement pertaining to a quote by the former president of the United States, Richard Nixon. And I'm going to share that with you right now. And, that's one thing I will say for you brothers out there. It would behoove you to show your due diligence when you are hearing information that you've never heard before, or, some fun facts that you're learning. It would behoove you to look those things up for yourself. And fact check it. Okay. So I fact checked it. I said, what? I got to see that for myself. So the statement, I believe it was Elder Apostle Tahar had said, all right here. He said that Richard Nixon said that the American people don't believe anything until they see it on television. So you see that the father of lies can also tell you truth. All right. He can give you a half truth, whole lie. All right. I'll put it to you like that. Let me actually do that real quick. Let's put half truth, whole lie. Look at that right there. See? The saying a half truth is a whole lie emphasizes that even incomplete truth can be deceptive and harmful as they can create a misleading impression and lead to incorrect conclusions. So Esau, all right, being the father of lies, will give you tidbits. Okay, he'll give you some information. All right, but then he's got to also give you the information of truth, but then majority of it is so that he can continue to lie to you. So I actually find this very edifying because this is a true statement right here. All right, I like this one. Look at this one right here. All right. Once he sets his nest amongst the stars, which he did not land on the moon. Okay, there's actually talks that their whole, which this was prophecy though. Okay, he said, "I will set my nest amongst the stars," but this is prophecy, and this did some things to Magog. There's a lot this, a lot that, but at the end of the day, prophecy is what matters. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this one right here. Okay, I might even use this as a thumbnail. Okay, so this right here, this quote right here, which I believe, what year was this? Was this 1994? Let me see. What year was this? Let's see. I guess the year doesn't matter, but I believe it was like 1994. Let's just try that. I could be wrong. Oh, I'm definitely wrong because Nixon was not in office in 1994. Okay. All right, so I guess it came out. All right, we don't need the full details. So let's go back. All right, so I want to share this with you, especially for the times that we are in now. Okay, so you have to understand. All right, if Esau sees a prophet and lying to you, then that's exactly what he's going to do because he is the father of lies. Okay, now what I want to do is start off with a precept before I continue. So let's go right into this. This is Proverbs. All right, Proverbs 12. And let's start at, we can start at 18 here. All right. This is Proverbs 12 and 18. It says, there is that speaketh like the piercing of a sword, but the tongue of the wise is health. So you have to understand that the boob tube, okay, is a tool, all right, just like the internet that Esau Edom uses, all right, to push the narrative for his betterment. So the times that we are living in, there is truth and there are real events that are taking place, but you can also have false events. You can have double Fs. You can have live exercises. You can have Esau portray us in an ill light, and then they'll believe it. Okay, so this quote right here can be used in a number of different ways for evil. All right, he could use the TV to showcase us as evil, wicked, like this right here. Let's put how would we word this? Hebrew Israelite. Watch this. Israelite. I think it was Fox too, which is funny. Go tell that Fox. See, this was on the news 6 years ago. 1.8 million. I'd love to see the comments actually, but I can't click on it, even though this is fair use. I do believe that they monetize their videos, so I'm not going to click on it. But if you want, you should look it up yourself just to see. Just like this individual, we've never met this man. Not met. We don't know who he is. Of course, we're not going to know every Israelite. We're not going to know every camp or camp member. But you that have been around for some time, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, you kind of get familiar with faces. So to see an event take place regarding us as Hebrew Israelites, and then for that to go on to the boob tube, all right, onto the television, well, this is how he gets you to believe something. Okay, if he wants you to believe something, then he's going to put it on television. And then they made sure to put BHI, which is actually a federal coin term. This is a Federal Bureau of Investigation term regarding us as a people, because we're not black. All right, but we are Hebrew Israelites. So you can see how through the television, he can spin a narrative that fits his agenda. So you have to realize that. You out there have to realize that the television is weaponized. The internet is weaponized, and so is the phone in your hand. The internet is weaponized the same way the internet does the heavy lifting. Well, the internet can be also used for certain agendas that he has planned or planning. Okay, so now let's keep going. It says right here, see, it says, there is that speaketh like the piercings of a sword. In this video, whoever the host was, he was speaking with piercing words. Okay, this is how he gets you. One thing that I learned and am learning about Babylon and Esau, how he operates, he doesn't break character. What his whole attempt is to do is to break your character. So he'll do in particular things in the general public, but if you flinch first, if you keep it real going wrong, that's how he got you. Okay, and this is what Esau relies on. All right, he relies on fronting, faking, being phony. Lying lips is one of his major attributes outside of being blessed with the sword. And you have to understand that. And an American president said, the American people don't believe anything until they see it on television. So as long as he's showcasing this, which let me show you this. Let's go here. How many corporations, which you should look that word up, corporations own, oh, there it is, own the media. Let's see it. The big six big media game. Remember, media, goddess of illusion. Let's actually do that. I like to show that. Media or Medea, media, goddess of illusion. See that right there? Medea. Now, it's funny how a few years ago, it was always told to us that Medea is the goddess of illusion, as you see right here. Medea in Greek mythology. But I noticed as of last year, they have changed their stance on who the goddess of illusion is. So matter of fact, maybe we'll look that up next. But it's funny, I'll say this. What's funny is you have something that you call media, which is an illusion, but then there's also a so-called goddess named Medea, and she is of illusion. So come on, come on. So let's try this then. Let's see who is the goddess of illusion. Let's see. Let me go here. Let's go like this. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Medea is the goddess of illusion. See that? See how the internet can give you what you need, but then it also can direct you to something else to make you keep questioning. Okay. In various mythologies, several goddesses, women, all right, banshees, are associated with illusion, deception, and the veil between realities. Yeah, that's your media, that's your internet, that's your television. Okay, and look in Corinth. Okay, in Corinth, Greek mythology, Corinth. Okay, see that? So right here it says media is the goddess of illusion, and you have 6 major corporations that own 90% of the media in Babylon. So what do you think? Look, Disney, that Disney's got 3 sixes in it. Okay, so who do you think runs these 6 major media corporations? Esau, Amalek. So they utilize the boob tube, okay, to their advantage. So in the times that we are living in, if it's not according to prophecy, you're going to have to look at things like, you're going to have to make sure that you're staying on guard, staying on watch, keeping your spiritual head on a swivel, making sure that you have the eye salve, okay? Because whatever this guy puts out, people are going to eat it up. Now, of course, you're always going to have a pushback because you're in the time of truth, but the mass majority of people are going to believe it because it's on TV. Even though there's a saying, don't believe everything on TV, don't believe everything you read on the internet. Same way they came up with the term conspiracy theory to quell questions regarding a assassination upon one of the kings of Babylon, or the king in America. Okay, so let's keep going now. It says Proverbs 12:19, the lips of truth shall be established forever. So this is a part of the journey while speaking truth, while being inspired to speak truth. Yes, the lips of truth will be established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. But he has this moment right now, so he will use his lying tongue to advance his agenda. He's going to use his lying tongue on the television to advance the MOTB. Did he not use the television to advance for the Uno Nueve? Did he not do that? Do you remember when people saw it on TV? Shh, it's on the TV. Be quiet. Let's listen. Okay? So you got to understand that the television is a weapon in the hands of Edom. Okay? There was another, I think there was a Satanist where he said, let me see if I can find that real quick. I might keep that up. Let me see this. Let's put Satanist. Satanist said he's glad the TV brings rituals into oh, come on. Satanist, I don't even know what I pressed. Satanist is glad, I think it was Anton LaVey. Satanist is glad that rituals can be brought into your home through TV. Just bear with me. I'm just getting what I'm remembering. Let me see here. The Satanic Temple. Okay. There was something. It was a quote, but pretty much he was saying that there was a quote. It's all demonic. Let's get out of there. But pretty much there was a quote where he was saying how he was happy that even though you don't allow your child to partake in a satanic ritual, but at least you have a television that can bring the ritual to your living room. Okay, so I'm not going to go too deep into it. You get where I'm getting at. So this is the level of evil. Okay, this is the level of evil that the father of lies is going to reach all ears. All right. Just like when you go into Daniel, when they made a certain sound at a certain time and everybody had a bow. Well, you see that through your phone now. You will see that through the TV now. And now you can showcase that through the internet now. Okay. So you got to take everything with a grain of salt when it comes to this guy. People actually believe to this day that Esau still landed on the moon. All right. So now let me go back. This is Proverbs 12. Just going to be a quick lesson. All right. Proverbs 12:22. Lying lips are an abomination to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, but they that deal truly are his delight. So lying lips are an abomination, but in this moment of time, this is the power that has been given to the wicked, and one of the tools or weapons of his arsenal is lies. All right. And you see that on a small scale, but we also see it on a major scale. All right. Now from there, and then you got AI, you got augmented reality, man, it's just across the board. This quote right here, I mean, it's across the board at how this can be used. I mean, this through the television, he could stage a double F 911, okay, and people will believe it. He literally caused something to happen, and that allowed him to come up with the Patriot Act that allowed him to invade lands. So this angle, okay, just being able to get on TV and reach a population of people with lying words that sound believable is very dangerous. But this is also what we're involved in as a people. All right. He was set up to deceive. Okay. He was set up to deceive. Okay. So now from there, I just had a couple precepts. And that's all I got. Psalms 31 and 18. Let the lying lips be put to silence. So at the end of the day, even though there will be victims caught up in lies, pseudoscience, fiction, the words that you can use to make this point, at the end of the day, he still will be brought to silence. He still will be brought to naught, but we have to understand that he's been given power for a season to enact this, to allow lies to be established. This is why it says people are in gross darkness, okay? This is why he uses the BET. This is why he uses the internet. Look at the crate challenges. Look at how he can sway the masses and minds of people just through a device, okay? So you're up against spiritual warfare in high places, and a part of his attacks are lies, okay? And it says, let the lying lips be put to silence, which speak grievous things proudly and contemptuously against the righteous. And it makes me think about this. If you haven't watched this and you have 8 minutes to spare in captivity, I highly recommend you watch how this Edomite is having a back and forth conversation with this Jake, who appears to acknowledge that he's an Israelite. And why do I say that? Because I don't know this guy. I don't know if this guy is controlled opposition. I don't know if this guy is set up. I never heard of him. I've never seen him. I never came across his YouTube channel. I don't know. But this is how he operates. He could put an Edomite up, a Jake up, and then have an interview, and then it's a scripted interview, and then now 1.8 million and counting people that view this now are going to side with the lying lips for a season, and then look at you, and whatever he said, they're going to believe it. That's what you got to understand. You have to understand that majority of this world is going to believe the lies that the father of lies is doing or producing. Okay, so now from there, let's keep going. We got this one. Just getting some lying lips scriptures. Let's go here now. This is Psalms 59 and 12. It says, for the sin of their mouth and the words of their lips, let them even be taken in their pride. Okay, they're going to be taken in their pride, but they're going to be very proud and boastful within those lies, within their accusations, within their spells, within their incantations. They're going to be very proud in it. And so much they're going to act like whatever they're lying about is true. That's what you need to understand. This whole lesson is to tell you that even though you know he's lying, he's going to act like he's telling the truth. Look at a woman that lies on a man. She cries on it. He did that to me. And then the jury believes, and then they get the mug shot, and they get a third grade picture of her. She's 32. And then they're, oh, you did it. You did it. See how easy it is? So you're being built up right now to not be swayed by the masses of vain people. Okay, this walk that you're in is not for you to be accepted in the world. It's for you to turn your back on this temporal world. Okay, you have to understand that you're not here to be liked. You're not here to be loved. You're not here to be accepted. You're here to be lied upon. You're here to be told. You're here to have people bear false witness on you. Okay, So don't think that in this walk you're gonna still be the ladies' man that you were in the world. Don't think you're still gonna be the best son like you used to be in the world. All right, this truth separates you from the world, and then the world is still believing of the lies of Edom. And then when you tell them the truth, now they're looking at you like, boy, you crazy. They landed on the moon. Excuse me, boy, you crazy. They didn't do that. And then he's got bought and paid for spokesmen that are going to actually go out and continue to push these lies and defend it as it is true. And that's why he needs a smear campaign. So let him have it. Let him have it. Let the American people believe it when they see it on the TV. Okay? And don't you hear the apostles always say that? Until Esau says it, that's when Jake will believe it. Until Esau says it, that's when Jake finally listens. So now from there, Psalms 59:12, for the sin of their mouth and the words of their lips, let them even be taken in their pride, and for cursing and lying which they speak, consume them in wrath, consume them that they may not be, and let them know that the power, Yahweh, ruleth in Jacob unto the ends of the earth, Salah. See? And where are we? We're in the end of the world, all right, caught up in this this media machine, and all it does is spew out confusion. I mean, it's a lot of witchcraft that Babylon has done and still doing to the people. How did he get the world to roll up their sleeve? He used the TV. How did he get the world to roll up their sleeve? He used the TV. He used the 6 corporations that he owns, okay, to spew the same agenda, and it got the masses of the known world to give in. So you can see how the TV and the internet will be used to push the MOTB, as well as the internet, cell phone, TV. They all go hand in hand, okay? So let me see what else I got for you. Just a prophetic exhortation. This fun fact, I looked it up myself after the elders were mentioning at camp, So now from there, we got that one. Yes. See, why did we call him the father of lies? Because Yahweh Shai referred to him as a father of lies. And there's times where you're gonna have to experience it. You're gonna have to experience Esau being Edom for you to sober up. Okay. John 8:44, ye are of your father the devil. In context, Yahweh Shai speaking to the wicked portions of our people that were bucking up against truth. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, Cain, and abode not in the truth. Now Cain came back reincarnated as Esau, which Esau bared the mark of Cain, hence why he was red all over like a hairy garment. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth. He abode not in the truth, but he also will sprinkle portions of truth over a plate of lies to have you eat it. Okay, that's how he works. He'll give you half truth and whole lie. All right, it says abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. So you got to understand, this is the mindset of this dishonorable vessel. I just want to see real quick. NLT, it says he has always hated the truth because there is no truth in him. When he lies, it is consistent with his character, for he is a liar and the father of lies. See that? He is consistent in his character. What were we saying earlier? He keeps character. He doesn't break character. See that? We were just saying this, okay? We were just saying this. So he won't break character, even if you confound him. Even if you point out his lies, he will find a way to wiggle it, twist it, okay, ignore it, to lead back to the benefit of his lie affecting you, okay? The American people don't believe anything until they show it on television. And the television that they show it on is going to be through the 6 big media corporations that Esau owns, okay? Recent media mergers in Babylon, an infographic created by Jason, blah, blah, blah. states that in 1983, 90% of U.S. media was controlled by 50 companies, and that in 2011, 90% was controlled by just 6. How do you think that happened? How do you think it went from 50 companies to just now 6? See? And it's the number of man. All right, so let me wrap this up. So we got that one. I did have this. Okay, I was gonna go in and I wanted to show you this part. So he's referring to Cain, right? Look at how what his lies do. If he's lying to you, that's because he wants to kill you. Genesis 4:8. And Cain talked with his brother. It should say, and Cain lied with Abel, his brother. Cain lied to his brother Abel, right? And it came to pass when they were in the field. So something he did, something he said to his brother, got them to go to the field, that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him. So what does Esau want to do at the end of the day? He wants to slew you, okay? He wants to rock you to sleep, all right? He wants to lie to you. He has an agenda he wants to do. So you got to understand that this TV is still being used to deceive. But now the TV has gotten smaller, and now the TV is in your hand. And now the provider for this television broadcast is now being given to you through Wi-Fi and internet access. So the American people don't believe anything until they see it on the news, until they see it on their television, until they see it on their cell phone. See? So this media is going to be used just like he used it to make you roll up your sleeve. And you can use this across the board for war, for prophecy, for MOTB, for persecution. Okay, for the blame game, for whatever agenda that he wants the masses of people to follow, he will use television to guide them. He'll put a pretty little woman out there, maybe a little cleavage, and now she's rocking you to sleep. But the whole time he's just using his secretary to do what he wants you to do. See? So I just wanted to touch on that real quick. I found that to be very edifying. The apostles had mentioned this, so I showed due diligence to look it up myself. So I will say in closing, it will behoove you, when you're hearing information coming out, and you're hearing new information, look it up. Okay, look, Project Metagiddo, which is a FBI coined term for us as Israelites. So I definitely could see us being broadcasted on television, just like with the Catholic situation. So you see tidbits of it, but we are now being built up and prepared for it, okay? They bear false witness on Yahweh Shai. They're going to bear false witness on the servants of Yahweh Shai, all right? So, and Jake in general. So even you sellouts, you ain't just going to skate off into the sunset, with your fringes, on your side. No. So just want to do that quick lesson. I'm going to leave it there. I just wanted to touch on that. I pray that it was edifying. I just want to say, call Halah, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do well. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect. With that being said, Shalom.